Welcome to Module 8, everybody, and we only have 2 more weeks left of this class, and hopefully you've gotten a lot out of it. We start culminating here in this module a lot of what we've learned, and we're starting to apply it into real-world scenarios. So this week is going to be based off of the National Airspace System, and if you've been in aviation for a little bit, you have noticed that there's been a lot of changes in the National Airspace System over the last 1 or 2 decades, going from land-based navigation to now space-based navigation, etc. So there's quite a bit that's out there, and there's a lot of changes going on right now. So this week we're going to learn about some of those changes, and then also how do we handle the National Airspace System, both here in the United States and abroad. So as you can see here, your readings and resources are going to be, again, from the Pilot's Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge. Also, you're going to visit the ICAO website as well as the FAA website. Before we get over there, there's also some presentations that are on here as well from Professor Linda Weiland. And make sure you watch that presentation on the next-gen airspace system, as well as there's some videos here that I put out by Embry-Riddle to include this very last one. I know it's a little lengthy, at a little over 30 minutes, but it's regarding the National Airspace System and navigation systems that are used in the National Airspace System. So those are all great resources that you guys should all utilize, especially that longer video is going to give you a great baseline knowledge of what is already out there and kind of where the future is going to be headed there, both for air traffic control as well as operators in the National Airspace System. So first, we'll chat real briefly on the FAA website here. So this is a part of your reading, and it has to do with the next-gen airspace system. This has been implemented over the last about decade or so. Interestingly, while I was a student at Embry-Riddle back in 2001 through 2005, we were actually utilizing some of these systems and testing some of these components for the FAA using ADS-B on the Embry-Riddle Prescott aircraft. So it's really neat to see this system come to fruition now. And now it's mandated post-2020 on all civilian aircraft in the United States. So this is a great website to peruse, and it's going to tell you all about the history, the benefits of the next-gen airspace system there. So remember, we just had a module on legislation and rules in the National Airspace System, and this also kind of highlights some of those as well. So you have major milestones that were set up by Congress and how legislation has kind of brought this new generation of aircraft navigation to fruition over the last about decade or so. Next is going to be the ICAO safety website. So in this website, you're going to see kind of how ICAO is tackling this problem. So remember, you have the national system, which is the FAA and the National Airspace System, and then ICAO, which is pretty much governing everybody around the world, and then individual governing bodies govern their countries as applicable. So those are going to be your readings and resources as we move throughout this module. So really culminating the airports and how airports operate, how legislation works, as well as aircraft themselves as they work throughout this system. So the project for this week is going to be a paper again. You're going to research one specific topic that is leading to an airspace capacity challenge. So I really want you to think, what is going to challenge the National Airspace System and its capacity? So you want to think about increased passenger travel. You want to think about more flying aircraft. So not just traditional fixed-wing aircraft, but think helicopters, drones, air taxis, etc. And then also think about the impact of less airports being around, or a consolidation of airports or hubs. So really use your imagination. Think of what is impacting the National Airspace System capacity issues moving forward, in your opinion. Remember, part of this paper, I need to know what you believe the impact is on the current National Airspace System as it sits today. Then I want you to also mention and discuss, I want you to evaluate the National Airspace System plan on current air traffic control systems. So think the next-gen stuff there. And next, I want you to have an assessment of the impact of the equipment capacity on the National Airspace System availability. So again, taking into consideration next gen, and then also propose a recommendation to increase the capacity of the National Airspace System. So again, you could either be very creative on this or discuss a current method that is going to address your proposed capacity issues. So remember, I need to see all four of those topics addressed within your paper, and that's going to be set forth in the assignment itself. So have a wonderful week, and as always, if you need anything, reach out at any time.